What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back along to another episode here on Marwell Manor. Today we're cracking along actually, and going to take it on board for something which is pretty neat we're doing actually today. I think it is certainly in my opinion. Our bit of grass pasture that we've been talking about, kind of splitting up for a while, we're going to get into now, and we're going to make that into two, possibly, well, definitely two fields today, but maybe three as well. But what we're going to do. As you can see, we are taking our drill back to the yard. This is the drill that I asked for your opinions on as to which one we need to buy. We went for the Kuhn, the 4-meter combination drill, which is a good fit. Actually, it's a bit wide down this road, but it's going to look good and it's going to work very well for us. It's a really nice looking piece of kit on the Puma here, that's for sure. But we're going to take this back to the yard because we have some seed there that we need to put straight into the hopper. And then we need to go and jump into the John Deere and put the plow on actually, because we've got to go and just mark out the bit of land we're working on first. Now we're not plowing over the whole field today, we will be doing that soon, but today we're going to be drilling in what we call a BEETLE bank. And what that is, let me just lower it. Oh, wrong hydraulics. There we go. What that is a strip of land whereby we are kind of plowing it over, and then we're going to plant a hedgerow in there and a whole load of pollen and nectar mix as well. And why we do that is because it then encourages a lot of different habitats and then insects and birds to come back into there. And the idea of that is that then improves the wildlife in the area, and it also provides a very nice natural barrier for what we need on the in that particular area of the field. So we'll just fire up the John Deere here. Now this is, like I say, this is the special pollen and nectar mix in the bag on the loader here. So it shouldn't take all of this, but we'll see. We're only really using it with this use in mind. So even if we don't quite use it all, we'll get it used elsewhere. We may well even at some stage put the second demarcation in for the second field, in which case we'll come back and use all of this again. What we do need to do now though is we're just going to spin this around and take off the front loader actually, because we're going to go and stick the plow onto the John Deere. Let's just stick this in here for now. And there we go, off goes the loader, nice and easy as that. So we're going to go and stick the plow onto the back of the John Deere, and we'll go out into the field and see what trouble we can cause. As you can see, we've got the field of hay cleared. There's quite a few bales there actually. It's looking good for us at least. It's a good start, good first cut. With the silage bales we have, and the square silage bales we have over in the west as well. I think we're going to be doing pretty well there for a first cut. We will obviously try and make a second cut as well, just to enhance and add to that. And we'll see how we get on. What we're going to do here though, is take a little drive out. See how it all looks. That does. I mean, I think you can agree with me. That looks pretty splendid in there. I really do like the look of that. And yeah, nice balance in it as well, that it doesn't seem too heavy for the case either, so that's good. It seems to handle it very well. But yeah, off we go. Now this field is a bit of like, I always call it like a dog leg, and we're going to go and just do the far end first. So we're going to kind of shorten the length of the field first, I guess. And then we'll take a square off the bottom end there, and then what my idea would be if we ever split this up again would be to cut off this dog leg here as well. But we'll see if there's a need for that. I don't think there is just yet. This at some stage will kind of eventually turn into a little track up here, where we'll be able to just kind of leave it be and just not mow anything off here. It'll just turn into a bit of a hard track. Around we go. We will be looking to get a second cut off most of this field, but whilst it's still in its kind of, the grass is still relatively young, we're going to see what we can do and get this cut into. Okay, so I think really what we want to do is give ourselves a fair size field here. Now if I kind of start anywhere around where I am now, that leaves a fair... not a bad sized field at all actually. Oh, the balloon's out again. You must be able to see for miles up there today. Now we don't have GPS on this tractor here, so it is going to be all through the eye. But I'm sure we can do this. Let's just widen out the plough there, get it to its full width. Okay, so I think I aim straight across there. So yeah, we're going to just plough straight up here at this angle, then we'll turn around and come down on our right side as we look at it now, and that's going to be the initial demarcation for the middle of the beetle bank, and then we'll do a couple more passes. It only needs about kind of 4 passes, I would say, just to make it nice and wide. About kind of 15 yards wide is all that they kind of ask for us. So up we go, make sure the plough is doing its thing. Which it is nicely. Obviously it'll handle a little bit better once we get out that thick bit. You can see where we cut the hay and where we where the silage was taken off on the headland there. Excellent stuff, coming through nicely. Nice and dry here actually. Okay, so it's going to be a bit of a funny shaped field. There's actually a bale down there we need to collect as well. But it kind of squares off the rest of the field over there as well, and it just makes it that little bit more kind of an easier option for us really. We'll probably go right up to the edge here, but on the other side there I think we'll leave a gate in the corner there. What I'll just do is get as close into that hedge as possible. We go. And away we go again. Nicely done. This is going to take some working over though, because you can see it does look a bit hard on the tops. But hey, we'll get it turned over. We'll do 2 more passes like I say, that'll be plenty wide enough. Likely work it over twice with the power harrow. Once with just the power harrow, then we'll drill it on the second working over. I should give it, leave it plenty worked over. And then we could ideally do with just a little spot of rain really. So as I mentioned there, we'll just stop at about here I think actually. It gives us a nice little easily identifiable gateway. And then I think once we get this in and established, we'll get this bit done. We're probably going to plant a few young hedge saplings in here as well, just to kind of get it away. Then we'll come in and we'll get this side of it ploughed off to drill into a... it's probably going to go to winter barley. And away we go again. Alright, so we'll get this one done and we'll come back down on the other route, and then we will catch up with you back at the yard in a couple of moments. And just like that, there is a division in the field. That's about 15 meters wide maybe, give or take, and it's looking pretty good. Nice and straight as an arrow, which is always good. It's going to take a little bit of working down, but we'll get onto that right about now. And then yeah, we'll work it over twice. Once just with the power harrow I think, and then the second time we'll come over, we'll actually lower the drill down and we'll get this all planted up, which should be good to see. Other than that though, everything else is looking kinda handy really. Just gonna scoot around here. Looking forward to getting to use this plough a little bit more actually. It's a nice tight looking plough, it's relatively new as well, so it hasn't had a lot of wear or work on it even. But yeah, it's going to be a good asset to us, and shouldn't be too long till we get running with it. Speaking of shouldn't be too long away, we'll be looking to bring in the combine in a couple of days' time. I have a contractor all ready to roll, so we should be getting some combine done, which is going to be great news. And in other great news, something that I can't believe I forgot to mention before. As we come down here and shut the gate, you can already hear them. We have cows, folks. We have, in the region of, we've got 40 cattle at the moment. We're able to kind of get a few more than I first anticipated. Daisy's just walked through a metal gate there. That's magic. And we're looking good. So they're in here now. They've got plenty of grass to chew on, and we've just we filled up the water trough before there. So life is good for those guys. And all being well, yes, we should be able to. We just set up a few milk contracts right now. What I'm also going to do is just hop the fence. This is the silage that we made from the headlands of the field that we're in now, and the headlands in that kind of first dog leg. As you can see, it's all here. It's kind of stacked about the way in a bit of ground that I wasn't really using for anything else, to be honest. So makes sense. We'll probably bring a few more into here over time as well, I would imagine. But yeah, they've stacked quite nicely out the way there. Out of harm's way, which is the main thing. Did turn up a bit of the ground here though, but you can't have it all your own way. And so that is that. What we're going to do is head around the corner. And then we're going to jump into the case. We're going to have a bit of a look into that and just make sure that... Let's go and break down that land a little bit now. Just get a grip to how the case is working. And then we've got... We'll probably, after this, the next big thing for this case will be... We might set this away actually working over the land and put a cover crop in. Just up the hill there. Be good to get that going. So as part of one of the schemes that I kind of enrolled the farm into is the LEAF scheme. It's Lincoln Environment and Agriculture, or Lincoln Environment and Farming. And the reason we're doing this is because it benefits not only us as a business, we do get some enhanced subsidies, but it also benefits the farm and the environment within and around the farm there. So doing things like making sure we're being more responsible with how we manage any disposal of waste, making sure we're kind of responsible for the land and for the various different birds, animals and insects that inhabit our farmland, and issues and projects such as this really do allow us to get that kind of extra benefit into there. So that's exactly why we do it there. I've been doing it now for a while, and it's just something that's really nice to kind of bring in. And now what we're going to do is just fire up the power harrow and drop that down. We're leaving the drill off the ground for now. Don't need to use that per se. Alright, and we're just gonna fire up this edge here. See how it all rolls over, and then we'll run over it again a couple of times and actually start drilling as well. We've got that GPS in now. GPS is working well. Didn't quite have the notifications from coming through, so there's a positive confirmation when you actually lock onto a new track there, which we've got that working now, which seems to be doing wonders. God, this is bumpy coming across here. Heavens. It says a lot for controlled traffic farming, because you can really feel as you drive along this field the ruts from various different machines that have gone over it. Now obviously if you do use CTF there, you're still going to have ruts in the field. We haven't got hover tractors yet, but the number of ruts should be reduced because you're going to be in theory working with equipment that are all the same size, which is kind of the main benefit to it there. Okay, just zip around here. Kind of worked it down there quite nicely already, I must admit. We'll just come back along here. Where's this going? We might just take a half pass, I think, just so that we can get a kind of double work out of this. Yeah, it really looks a treat here. It's coming along fantastically well. I must admit, the tractor's humming along when it's got this when it's got this combination on it. Absolutely purring. Brilliant to hear. Perfect, so we'll get up to the top here. At that point we'll then lower the drill down and we'll see how this is all coming in from an establishment perspective, but I think it should all be good. We'll catch up with you in a little while when this is all kind of coming together and we'll see how it all looks. Okie dokie then folks, we have worked it over once. Let's just, we're just going to have a jump out here and have a look at it, just knock off the engine there for now. As you can see though, it's kind of knocked the tops off very nicely actually, a lot better than I could have ever imagined. So we're gonna run up and down here and put this, it's kind of like a grass mixture in really. It's got a pollen and nectar seed in there to begin with. And then what we might well do is, well once we get this done we'll come along and we'll put some hedge saplings up the middle here. We haven't got those in yet, they are due to arrive today. So we might see that later on. But that's kind of the plan we're looking at here at least. And yeah, it's coming together pretty nicely I would say. Very nicely indeed. So we'll just jump back in, get everything firing again. There we go. Make sure we've got our GPS on. And forward we go. Nice and slowly. Just to make sure it all comes through together, which it does seem to be doing very nicely indeed. Yeah, so pretty much it's going to be this pass and another one. So it's probably closer to about 10 meters in width actually, rather than 15, but it's wide enough for what we need to do. We only need it to be 6 meters in width to pass for the leaf scheme, so that's fine for us. We will put a gate in the end there, and we're going to let the hedgerow grow up. Maybe if we can get some good, maybe some maple or oak tree saplings, we might get a couple of those put in the middle as well. That never hurts. And yeah, we should be looking great, really. Nice to actually get some drilling on the farm. I think we will. We're going to order in today. Probably going to see if we can pick it up tomorrow maybe. Grab hold of some cover crop drills or cover crop seed. And we'll get that field established at least, because it's not doing anything else right now. It'd be good just to kind of get it in there. It adds extra and free nitrogen into the field really, which is kind of what we need, and reduce our costs elsewhere. There we go. Tractor really doesn't notice the drills on the back there, so it's fantastic for us. Spin it this way. Had a bit of a trouble at the beginning, had to get the width set up correctly for it, but it seemed to be fine once we did. Excellent stuff. We're away again. Hoping that when we do get going into the bigger fields we can get a little bit more speed up than this, otherwise it might take us a bit of time. But hey, we have got 4 meters on each pass there, so it's a little bit wider than the other drill there. But this is just about us done here, I would say, and looking good for it. What we're going to do, we're going to leave this here. I'm going to go and make a few phone calls, see if we can get ourselves some more seed. There we go, lift that guy back up there. And then we'll just tidy up this end as well, and we will we'll give you a bit of an update just as soon as we can do, which will likely be later on in the week. Which, who knows, we may well be breaking out the combine even, so do keep an eye out for that one. Could be very interesting indeed. But that is us done for there. We're going to knock off the power harrow, lift up and kill the drive to the seed, and we're good to go. So just like that, first bit of seeding done on Marwell Manor for the year. Not the biggest of strips ever, but hey, it needs to be done nonetheless. And we'll leave this here, so thank you ever so much for watching. If you do have any comments, questions, or feedback, do of course leave them down below, and we will answer them as quickly as we can. Until next time though, thank you ever so much for watching. I have been Simulation for the Nation, and we'll see you later.